Hi, I'm Caleb Bonham, Editor-in-Chief of Campus Reform, and we're here with former Attorney General Ken Cuccinelli. Ken, thank you for joining us this morning.
My pleasure.
You had a very successful bid among the college demographic during your recent bid for governor. And you won by a margin of 45 to 39%, the 18 to 24 demographic.
Right.
What was your success? You succeeded where most Republicans fail. How did you succeed in that demographic?
You know, it is relatively simple conceptually. Everything is hard work, involves hard work. But I have always been, I call it liberty focused, you can say freedom focused. The youngest voters are the most idealistic. And for those of us who really, sincerely focus on principles and reducing the power of government and increasing freedom, that matters to younger voters. They are pro-freedom more than any other voters. And I have a long track record of being pro-freedom, and I wasn't shy about sharing that, as you might imagine, running for governor. And they responded to that very effectively. Now, one thing that happens in our odd-year races in Virginia, this is a 2013 governor's race, is the size of the electorate drops, and the proportion of it that's under 30 drops most significantly. So the people who show up in that 18 to 24 demographic for a state race are unusual among their peers. And so it's probably not surprising to find people who are more principle focused in that group. And we do well because I have a long history of vigorously promoting freedom.
And what were the issues that really resonated with the 18 to 24 age range?
Well, government restraint in general. You know, there were some things that the other side would argue, no, he's using the power of government to do this. But normally, overwhelmingly, the things I did in the state Senate and as Attorney General, I was fighting the overreach of government power. Look at the Obamacare lawsuit. And when that was going on, I was the first to file. And I said everywhere, this isn't about health care, it's about liberty. And when I explained it in terms of protecting their liberty, they responded. They responded. And there are lots of other examples, whether it's the EPA, which I call the Employment Prevention Agency, or others, they're reducing our choices. They're suffocating our opportunities, and no one economically suffers more for that than younger voters.
Exactly. And you bring up Obamacare. You bring up the fact that the deadline for Obamacare has passed. So now we're looking at the implementation, and we're taking a look at what is going on with college students. We're seeing universities cancel their student-provided healthcare coverage because of ACA regulations.
Including universities that lobbied for it, like my alma mater, the University of Virginia.
Exactly. We're seeing now with the unionization of football teams, these college football players, male college football players, are now going to be employees. And the football team is more than 50 employees. They're deemed large employers, and so they're now having to provide maternity coverage for football players. What is the impact that you're seeing from Obamacare on young Americans, and what sort of financial burden should we be preparing ourselves for?
Well, first of all, it's confusing. Heck, it's confusing to the people implementing it. They don't fully understand it. And so for folks who are essentially just becoming adults and adjusting to carrying these responsibilities themselves, but who economically, up to this point, have said, I don't need health care coverage. Financially, it doesn't make sense for me. This isn't oxygen. You don't always have to have it. I mean, I have a form of coverage where I pay 100% of everything up to a certain level, and really that's just in the event that something catastrophic happens. And that's what it ought to be, in my view, because now I'm price sensitive. And younger folks are more price sensitive because they have less dollars because they're early in their lives and their professional careers. And now they're being forced, they're really being jammed into this system that they wouldn't otherwise get in at all. So they're learning about big government the hard way right off the bat when they're turning 18, when they're getting out of college. There's no hesitation at all, and that's thanks to Obamacare.
Yeah, I do like the idea that nothing will push people to more the conservative mindset than a big government and the tyranny that it'll bring. They'll understand that limited government is the way to go. Well, hey, thank you so much for joining Campus Reform this morning. You had a fantastic speech, and wish you the best of luck.
Well, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Good to be with you.
Take care.